Yo, what up? What up, YouTube? Hold up, just fixing the stream. Make sure everything's good. Let's pop out this chat. Pop chat out. There you go. Alright, what up, YouTube? Oh, dang it. Let me fix this. Man, I hate this, man. We gotta pop this out. Okay, cool. Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome back. This is a live stream about the 1% food strategy. Now, last week I released a video about the project I'm working on. It's called Becoming 1%. It's my project where I'm trying to get to the 1% level at pretty much the 5 important things in life, which is physical wealth, your body, mental wealth, how to control your mind, social wealth, the network of people you have around you, financial wealth, which is like how much money you have, and lastly, your time wealth. How much of your time do you spend on pursuing the things you want to pursue? Now, today's video is about physical health. Physical health has a food component, a rest component, relaxation component, and exercise component. This is the strategy that I'll be using for my food component of my physical health. So that's what I'm going to be breaking down. I will be checking the stream here, so let me get the chat going. I'll be using this to check the stream. Turn that off. Hopefully this is working. If you guys got any questions or any kind of comments, I'll be able to check it out from here. All right, so let's just leave that right here. All right, so for about the last 40 days, about 50 days ago, I started this challenge called the Master Cleanse. The reason why I started it was because I was in kind of like a physical rut. I was getting overweight. I wasn't working out. I wasn't doing the things that I used to be doing a few years ago. So I wasn't feeling good about how I was, how my body was, and how I was feeling. My energy levels were kind of down, and I was feeling tired all the time. And I was getting like these terrible cravings for stuff that wasn't good for me, like coffee, sugar, alcohol, things like that I knew wasn't doing me any benefits. So I wanted to kick those habits. So I started this thing called the Master Cleanse. Now, when you're doing the Master Cleanse, it's basically you drink this lemonade juice and you do like a saltwater flush for between 10 to 40 days. I actually went to 28 days, and then I took like a 3-day break, and then I completed the 40 days. Now, it was really good because it helped me do a few things. So first of all, it helped me get rid of some of my really terrible food habits. So I had a bunch of different addictions to foods that I had, and doing this Master Cleanse really helped me get rid of some of those things. And it also gave me this mental fortitude. I didn't think I was going to be able to get to like 40 days, but I actually got there, and it gave me a lot of confidence about how I feel about food and my relationship with food, and like what I can do with my mind when it comes to dealing with different foods. And it really helped me because now that I've gone like 40 days, I know like when I move on to the next phase, I'll be able to continue on and progressing, right? So it gave me a lot of confidence. And the last thing was I wanted to kind of break out of my homeostasis. So our bodies are used to doing certain things, and it kind of needs a shock in order to change its behavior. And doing this cleanse, which was like kind of like a drastic thing, like 40 days without any solid food, was like a huge shock to my system, and it really helped me get from one place to another. Now, the second phase, which is the phase that I'm on right now, is called the OMED method. Now, the OMED method is where you eat one huge, gigantic meal a day, and then the rest of the time you're fasting. So it's kind of like intermittent fasting taken up to another level. So intermittent fasting is like a type of eating pattern. It's not really a diet. It's a type of eating pattern where you don't eat for a significant period of time, and then you eat. Let's say you don't eat for like 16 hours, and then you eat for like 4 hours, and then the rest of the time you're sleeping or whatever. But OMED, or one meal a day method, is taking that to the next level where you only consume one meal, and that's what I've been doing for about the last 6-7 days, ever since I got out of my Master Cleanse method. What's up, Natalie? I see that you're on the live stream. All right. The next thing, I kind of want to talk to you guys about this OMED, or one meal a day technique, and the reasons why I'm doing it. I'm going to talk to you guys about like the evolutionary reasons why we're doing it, and the physiological reasons why we're doing it, and then I'll kind of tell you the next steps that I'll be taking. So a thing that is really important when you're making mental or physical changes is to go slow. So they say if you want to build a fence fast, then just like build it fast. But if you want to keep it forever, if you want to have a fence that's permanent, you want to build it slow. And building a diet, it's kind of like a slow process. So I took 40 days on the Master Cleanse. I'm planning on taking about 30 days on this OMED method before I move on to the next step of my food strategy. All right. So this is kind of how this is kind of the reasons why I'm doing all this. So evolutionary speaking, like, you know, when we were all hunters and gatherers, we didn't really necessarily get to eat 3 meals a day. Now, we had to hunt or gather food, and food was kind of like this scarce commodity, and we didn't have, like, you know, stores or, you know, fast food restaurants. So we could have gone, you know, 2-3 days without food sometimes. And most of the time, once we found like a food source, we would just gorge ourselves, and then we would move on, and then the next day we would repeat the process. So hunter-gatherer ancestors probably ate like maybe 1 meal at night, and then the rest of the time they were foraging and hunting and doing all these other things, and then at night they would eat, and then during the day they would like basically not eat. And that's kind of like the evolutionary mechanism for the OMED method. Right now, the physiological mechanism and like how our body responds to it is really cool, because now when you're constantly eating all the time, what happens is you get sugar spikes. Another thing that happens is all of your cells constantly have a fuel source. Now when you're doing this OMED method, what happens is your cells that are kind of weak, they don't get nourishment first, they get nourishment last. So when you're kind of fasting, all of your good cells will get to eat, and your weak cells will actually get removed from your system. It's called autophagy or autophagy, right? It's like a scientific term, but basically it just means like your bad cells get killed off and your good cells will survive and reproduce. And you want that because you know, if you have a lot of bad cells, those things can lead to, you know, free radicals and cancers and things like that. So this intermittent fasting technique kind of helps you to figure out, you know, what helps your body to figure out what cells to keep and what cells to like kind of get rid of. All right. So evolutionary biology says that we should be fasting. Biophysiologically, it's a good thing. And another thing that helps you do is it like helps me actually kind of change the way I think about food. So I used to think food was like food, right? It's like different types of food. But now, since I only get to eat 1 meal a day, I constantly think about food as being fuel. Because I know if I eat a bad 1 meal, the next day I'm not going to feel good. And it's like you can actually link those two things together. You can link the fuel source and your diet together, and how you feel with your diet. Because you only get 1 meal, and if you don't take advantage of it, you're not going to feel good. So it really helps you think about food as fuel. And when I'm eating, food tastes a lot better because, you know, they say hunger is the best flavor. But when I'm eating, I don't really even think about eating as eating anymore. I just think of it as feeding, right? I'm feeding my body with fuel, and that's a much more healthier relationship with food than I had before, where I was just like, if I was bored, if I was like sad, if I was, you know, if I had a tough day at work, if I was physiological and mentally uncomfortable, I would automatically reach to food because it made me feel good, and it like gave me a temporary comfort. And now I don't really think of it that way, because food is no longer food, it's fuel. And when I'm eating, it's not really eating, I'm feeding, right? I'm feeding my body with energy and nutrients. So every day I try to eat a giant meal that consists of mostly green stuff and mostly dead animals, and I don't eat that many carbs or sugars, and I do eat a lot of fats too. So that's why 1 meal a day strategy that I'll be doing for the next 30 days. Now, after this 1 meal a day strategy that I'll be doing, at the end of these 30 days, I'll be moving on to my 1 meal a day 5-2 method. Now, what that means is I'll be doing the 1 meal a day for the first 5 days of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be like eating normally, doing this one meal a day. But on Friday and Saturday, I'll be switching over to long-term fasting. So I'll be fasting for the first 48 hours of like Friday I won't be eating anything, and on Sunday I won't be eating anything. The reason why I'm doing that is because I'm just testing it, because long-term fasting for more than 24 hours has been linked to much better mental clarity and focus when I'm doing stuff. So I have ADHD, and Friday afternoons and Sundays are my days to like actually move forward, make progress in life. And I love Saturdays because it's pretty much my day to take care of business for my future, right? And if I can figure out a way to hack my brain to where I have more focus and more mental clarity on Saturday, I'm gonna take that risk. I'm gonna take that experiment to see if that actually works. There's been a lot of good research on this, and fasting is like fasting on certain days is something that's been like traditionally people have been doing for thousands and thousands of years, especially if they have like a big problem to solve. Most people fast, so I'm gonna try it for about 30 days, and if it works out, if this 5-2 OMAD thing works out, then I'm gonna move on to the fourth phase of my food strategy, which will be switching completely over to a ketogenic diet. So ketogenic diet basically means it's a very low carb diet. You're mostly focusing on fats, and your body transitions from using sugar as its fuel to using fat as its fuel. And supposedly when you go on this ketogenic diet, it gives you much more mental clarity and focus as well. So I'm hoping that doing the one meal a day, the 5-2, and the ketogenic diet will really boost my mental clarity, focus, and my body's ability to get rid of toxins, my body's ability to get rid of free radicals, my body's ability to kind of fight cancer and inflammation, all the things that I'll kind of want to be able to have moving forward as I get older and older and older. And this plan is not like a get fit quick type of strategy. I wanna keep doing this. I want this to become like a lifelong type deal. So that's why I'm taking it really slow, because I want to build a fence that will last a long time. I'm just gonna check the chat to see if there's any questions on here. Let me just log into the computer. The average cat says quite a convoluted plan. I hope it works out. Yeah, I hope it works out too. But the thing is, it's an experiment. I got some time, I got some money, and I got the intellectual curiosity right now to actually go ahead and try this out. Quick Pig, who's one of my students, wrote, I don't think you'll never become 1% with food. All right, my man. He's 12, so yeah. All right, so let's move on. Yeah, these are all good stuff. If you guys have any questions about this, please leave it in the comments below. I do agree that it is kind of convoluted. There's a bunch of moving parts to it, but the thing is, I'm using at each phase, there's like 30 days to kind of figure this out, right? Like, so, I'm on like day 5 of the OMAD method, right? And I've already figured out a lot of different techniques and like hacks that I'll be using. Like, for example, did you guys know that if you go to the Souplantation, which is kind of like a buffet for like healthy food, you can pretty much get like unlimited salads with a bunch of different colored vegetables, a bunch of different types of like legumes, a bunch of different types of proteins for like $10, and you can eat all you want. And then it's like the perfect place to do the OMAD method, because there's no cleanup, there's no going to the grocery store, none of that stuff. And when I leave the Souplantation restaurant, I'm just like, my stomach is like up to here, but I feel really good. And then I come home and I can just take care of all the other things I need to take care of. So that's like already the hack I kind of figured out. But obviously I'm not gonna be able to go to the Souplantation every single day. But I will try to think about other hacks like that too. So Another hack when you're doing the OMAD method is you want to get a like a soup bowl or like a bowl, like a salad bowl as big as possible, like at least as big as your like head, because you want to eat as many greens as you possibly can until you can't eat anymore, because you gotta last for like 24 hours. And most of the time, what happens is your when you eat this much greens, your body won't even be able to digest all of it. It'll be kind of used as like fiber, so it'll absorb as much as it can, and then the rest of it it'll just get rid of out of your system. So there's really no risk of like over consuming things, over consuming like calories, as long as you're eating like greens first. So like eat greens, vegetables, salads, fruits, things like that first, and then you can, if you still have room, then go for your like sweets if you really got to eat some cake or like breads or stuff like that. But there's really no risk of eating overeating because of how you're eating. So if you plan out your meals by eating green stuff first, then you don't have any things. Okay. Isafu12 said he should have never answered questions and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna show these. I'll show these. I don't really care. Are you answering questions? Is he just talking? Yes, I am answering questions. If you have any questions, just throw them up here. I don't have my laptop is on my other is on my table, so I don't really have access to it. So if you have a question, it might take me like maybe a minute to get to it, so I won't be able to answer your questions like right away. So just have some patience. Everything should be cool. Yeah. So maybe I'll wait for like maybe 2 more minutes. If you guys have any other questions, I'll answer those. Someone said F salads. No, bro. Salads are really good for you because salads have the highest density of nutrients of most things you eat. Most things that come out of boxes, like processed food and food that mimics food, like cookies and crackers and chips and things like that, they're not actually food. They're manufactured to mimic food. And salads are like actual food, and that's what your body actually needs. So they have micronutrients that you actually need. All right, guys. This is also kind of like an experiment. I just wanted to kind of throw it up here to see how this whole thing kind of goes. I haven't done a live stream like this before. I just talking to the camera without really having a plan. I will get better at doing this, but I am going to keep this on YouTube because I want to eventually be able to do this every single day if I want to. All right, so it's kind of practice for me. Thanks for sticking around, you guys. I really appreciate it. Out of curiosity, what is this diet called? So there's actually 4 diets here. The first one is called the Master Cleanse. You can look it up sometimes. It's called the lemonade diet. The second diet is called 1 meal a day diet. It's pretty famous in the intermittent fasting community. It's basically eating 1 meal a day. The third diet over here, or the third strategy, is like the 1 meal a day with a 5-2 split. So which means that you eat for 5 days and you fast for 2 days a week. And you can also look that up if you want to get more information. And then the last diet is just basically combining the last 3, which is 1 meal a day, 5-2 split, and doing a ketogenic diet. This ketogenic diet is like super famous. A lot of athletes do it. A lot of people that are fit kind of follow this diet, and it's kind of trending. So this one is kind of like the one I know the least about. But by the time I get to this diet, I'll have about 30, 60, about 90 days to kind of figure it out. So that's plenty of time to kind of go through it and figure out this diet. And if it really works, I'm gonna stick to it. If it doesn't work, I'll kind of think about what else I can do and switch it up. All right. If there isn't any other questions, thanks a lot, you guys. I like hanging out with you guys. I like answering some of these questions. They were kind of cool. See you guys next time. I'll probably do another live stream in like 1 or 2 days. All right, I'll give you another update. So this is my food strategy. I'm gonna do an exercise strategy next, and then I'll do. I'm doing 5 experiments on financial wealth. So basically, what I'm currently doing is I'm trying to get money, and the way I'm trying to get money is to trade my hours for it. And this is like not sustainable because I only have 168 hours per week. And my goal in the next 10 years is to get to $400,000 per year. And that's kind of like my stated goal. And there's no way I'll be able to trade enough money, enough hours for dollars to be able to get to 400K unless I can really improve how much I can charge per hour. So I do have some experiments that I'll be doing to try to get to this thing, and I want to share with you guys. I'm kind of excited to share those ideas with you guys, and maybe some of you guys will be able to implement those kind of things. I also have strategies for social wealth and mental wealth that I'll be using this Blackboard to kind of share with you guys in these live streams. If you like it, I'll keep doing them. If you don't like them, I guess I'll keep doing them. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys. I'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Bye.